weakness,
max
cowardice,
max
entitlement,
max ultimate.
You do not know pain, max ultimate. I will teach you. Yamamoto, a different attitude, and very potentially your next Rise champion coming down to the ring. Folks, welcome to Evolution, a huge night as always, 2 title matches, a very special reminder, courtesy of our Apex champion. We'll get to that soon. And we begin here with a Rise title. Yamamoto, the former champion, screwed out of her title by Kaitlyn Dunlap. And now it seems that she's a little different going back in.
Prima donna girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world. I can't help that I need it all. The prima donna life, the rise and fall. You say that I'm kinda difficult, but it's always someone
Kaitlyn
else.
Dunlap won this title at Battle at Broadway, but it was through the most duplicitous means you can imagine. She attacked Yamamoto before the match. Moto walked in very clearly, not 100%. Dunlap was able to put her away, and Moto, I think, really sunk into the self-doubt that tends to happen when young champions lose their titles, especially someone who is so well touted as Yamamoto, who lost her title so early. It was Kenny Omega, who's out here with Moto, that was able to talk some sense back into her. Omega promised to get Yamamoto this match. Moto has earned it, she deserves it, and now it's the Rise title on the line. Kenny Omega in the corner of the Phenom. And Moto starts things off on the front foot. That's a Kenny Omega special. We know that that's what he loved to do, and Moto trying to get herself mentally involved in this match and get the fans involved as much as possible. Again, that's a Kenny Omega special. Drop out of the electric chair. Omega, one of the most versatile men in the history of this sport. It's the kind of versatility that in GAW we only really see among the great underground wrestlers that we have in the promotion. Guys like Lancelot, Braddock, Santana, Omega Woods, those types of guys. Kenny Omega is right on that level, and I think any of them would tell you that. That sort of versatility has really helped Yamamoto. Moto famously trained by Kazuchika Okada. Okada proclaimed her the future of Japanese wrestling when she was just 16 years old. But it seems that it is Kenny Omega who is finally getting the best out of Moto's limitless potential, and sometimes that is all you need. Dunlap off the springboard, Cazadora, Dunlap into the Bulldog. That's the tremendous athleticism of the former gymnast. Dunlap getting in the taunts as always, and Dunlap really going after the lower back. Arrogant as ever, Kaitlyn Dunlap, the Rise champion. Look at this. Dunlap, she's taking control now. More attacks to the midsection, more taunts, more mind games. And Dunlap hoping for more days as champion. As it stands, Dunlap may fall at pretty much the first hurdle here. We'll have to see how she handles this, see how she handles a reinvigorated Yamamoto. Kenny Omega has preached intelligence, ruthlessness, and patience. We've seen it all from Moto in this match. Dunlap, she's got ruthlessness covered, at least we know that. Nice job from Moto, fights off her back, using the flexibility. Moto is so tall, that's part of what makes her so incredibly effective. It's what makes her a great striker. She's tall, she's long, and now Kenny Omega watching on. Moto went to drop the elbow, Dunlap hand springs off, Yamamoto down with knees right to the back. That kick trying to follow up. Moto caught her, dragon screw. We've hit a new gear in this match, and Kenny Omega willing Yamamoto forward. Moto, fisherman's buster, and opted not to go for the bridge. Instead, Moto gonna go for a more traditional cover, hooking the leg. That's a 2 count. That's another Kenny Omega special, just trying to take Kaitlyn Dunlap out of her game plan. I like it. Launches it right across the face with that right hand, follows up Northern Lights suplex, and there's more coming. This kind of pace from Yamamoto, we've come to expect it. Moto's got her up, tombstone pile driver. That's an Okada special, but Moto not even done. Moto, turn her around, Rainmaker! Yamamoto, what a flurry! Moto hooks the leg. Yamamoto is Rise champion again. That is a dominant performance, and Kenny Omega, the only man in GAW history to hold the golden ring. He's held all 4 male championships over on Storm. He's the most decorated GAW wrestler of all time. Yamamoto might be able to rival him. What a moment. But we take you backstage. It's Eric Cole and Sean Alexander. They're in the parking lot. Cole had just pulled up. Alexander assaulted him, and this is what we're left with. The war between HTO and LBC rages on. And of course, the wild cards, TJ Frost and his 2 men, and Derek Cole, they're nowhere to be seen right now. But this, I don't think will end anytime soon. Let's get you to a special message from our Apex champion. Oi, oi! This is your Apex champion, Kurt Andrews. And while I'm not plotting ways to end Eddie Hernandez's pathetic career, if you can call it that, I am a fashion icon. Now, I may have the body of a Greek god fresh off a cosmic workout routine, so I never need to wear a shirt, and in fact, many people ask me not to, but I get paid more than your life's worth just to show off. You see this? You too can wear this incredible fashion piece and try, in your own sad way, to be more like the greatest Apex champion the world has ever known. So make sure that you're in our Discord, where you can also hear from yours truly, and make sure that you order your shirts by next week. And make sure that you make this absolute classic the top-selling shirt of them all. What? Who else got a shirt? Eddie Hernandez? This is an absolute travesty! Who the hell signed off on this? Who would even buy that shirt?
Pop full of them bad, cause I be killing it. Play around with them bad, cause I be killing it. I don't think I'm stand, cause I be killing it. I take your girl, cause I be killing it. Pop full of them bad, cause I be killing it. I be killing it. Play around with them bad, cause I be killing it. I don't think I'm stand, cause I be killing it. I be killing it. I take your girl, cause I be killing it.
We saw the Rookie of the Year, Takahashi, in his first pro match last week. Well, Adonis Carter has been pulled up by special request. Takahashi, the Rookie of the Year, got his campaign started off with a big win over Lee Card. Adonis Carter hoping to do the same, but who would ask to face this kind of man? Of course it is. The most fearless man in all of Evolution, Garrett Gibson. Only he would be so bold as to request a match against Adonis Carter. He has everything to lose here should Carter pull the upset. Well, you're talking about story of the year right there, upset of the decade, potentially. We all know how good Adonis Carter is, but Garrett Gibson, a former two-time Apex champion, this man is as good as it gets. Defeated Lancelot in the first ever 3 strikes match, made history. Was part of the first ever Evolution / Academy match to main event, a Nitro, and he won. He defeated Braddock, one of the most successful underground wrestlers that has ever walked the face of the earth, and he did it in an underground match. The accolades keep going for Garrett Gibson. Well, this would be the statement of a career for Adonis Carter if he gets the win here. Carter was trying to speed things up, and Garrett Gibson putting him down instantly. Gibson, one of the hardest hitters that we've seen in general admission wrestling. You can see the size advantage is there. And Carter upset by Frankie Omega Jr. in the Rookie of the Year tournament. Carter was the 2 seed in that tournament. He lost in the first round to Frankie Jr. It was probably the match of the tournament in many people's minds. Carter was the man specifically called up by Garrett Gibson for this match. And you talk about how fearless the Lone Star is. And this is exactly what we mean. The strength from Adonis Carter, though. I will never not be surprised at how strong Carter is for his size. And he's able to actually stand and bang with Garrett Gibson. Very few people are able to do that. Carter hooks the leg, gets a 1 count. Carter, welcome to the big time. Of course, this isn't Carter's first foray into Evolution, as Carter comes off the top and caught Gibson. Carter was called up again by name, specifically by Derek Cole, when Cole was the Apex champion, and Carter charging it up on Evolution. Going for the springboard Phoenix splash, and Garrett Gibson out of the way. Now Gibson gonna show Adonis Carter a thing or two. Gibson going up top, Carter to his feet. Gibson decides better of it. Instead, Gibson gonna do what he does best and just overpower the young man. Carter at just 20 years old, turned 20. Actually, just about a week ago. So happy belated birthday to Adonis Carter. And Garrett Gibson giving him a big-time introduction to the high level of Evolution. Carter saw it in Derek Cole. He's seeing something totally different with Gibson. Gibson went for the cutter, and now Carter caught Gibson fanning with the left, and Adonis Carter, he's gonna do to Garrett Gibson what he did to so many rookies during the Rookie of the Year series, but Gibson not even phased. He's right back to his feet, and Carter unfazed, pump handle. Carter with the Chicago Masterclass, but Gibson's boot underneath the ropes. Sharp eyes by the referee, saw it instantly. And now Carter gonna take that left leg that just saved Garrett Gibson, and now Carter in a tequila sunrise. You can see his uncle Satan Cedric in his corner. Satan loves what he's seeing. Carter tried to put the torque in. Gibson picked his moment brilliantly. Carter tried to torque him back, and Gibson picked that moment to work his way out of the tequila sunrise and get back on the attack. And that is what the high level of Evolution looks like. You make one small miscalculation and suddenly you're being attacked again. This is what separates Evolution from everyone else. This is how good our wrestlers are. Gibson with a power bomb. Absolute smash from Garrett Gibson. Carter grabbed the rope just in time. Gibson thought he had gotten the job done with that. Carter stays alive, but Gibson. Good night, Adonis Carter. Garrett Gibson just laid him out with the All-American clothesline. My goodness. Adonis, welcome to Evolution. I think a couple of his teeth might be here forever. Garrett Gibson just laid him out, and again, Adonis Carter with a great showing for himself. Garrett Gibson called him up, asked for this match, and then delivered a statement. But again, credit to Adonis Carter, one of the many rookies making waves right now on Evolution, but only one is undefeated up here. It's funny that you all sit here drinking your asses off like you don't have a shitty 9 to 5 to go do tomorrow, or that you dickheads at home watching on YouTube, and it's funny that you act like your favorites are the only ones worth a damn. I hear you all arguing. I see it. I see you arguing and crying over who's the best or who's the greatest in GAW, and you constantly disrespect me to my face, as if I have not had the most dominant second-year run in general admission wrestling. I have not told one lie since debuting in this company. Check my track record. 10 men eliminated from the Rumble on the beach. It took them 52 minutes and a surprise return by your fan favorite badass to throw me over the top. And look at the big names on Danny's hit list. Pete Dunne, Ray Phoenix, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Andrew Wesley, all in one match. They couldn't keep up with me, and neither could the men that followed. Eddie Hernandez and Midnight were next. The face of Evolution and the Royal Army Mercenary, cute names. They both couldn't stand up to me. Yet I am passed over for championship opportunities, time and time again. Jason Parker claims that you get to earn your keep here, but he doesn't mention that he only allows it if you play by his expectations. Well, I guess if beating some of the greatest in your locker room means nothing, if beating the face of Evolution means nothing, then I'll go a bit further. How about the face of GAW? No, it's not goodbye and goodnight, you morons. The real face of GAW, the only man to hold Evolution and Storm gold, Yun-Son Park. It seems that I have to beat you and do it convincingly for Jason to realize that he has the best thing since my old man on his roster. I have to beat you before I can ascend past the Emperor title that I bestowed upon myself. I have to step into the range of mountains that you all keep talking about, and I have to break them down one by one to create my dynasty. Park, I know what type of man you are, and I know that you would never back down from this challenge, and certainly not after I beat your boy Eddie. I don't care when or where. Just know that when we face off, you aren't seeing the young kid who started here. You will be walking in against the Black Iron Emperor and the most dangerous wrestler you have ever faced. I have earned all of that. And this time, Park, you will have to earn my respect. Reception for Andrew Wesley softening just a little bit from what we've heard since he returned, and I think that has everything to do with the emotional words that he shared a couple weeks ago. Wesley apologizing to the fans, apologizing to all of us, and most touchingly apologizing to Frankie Omega. We haven't seen Frankie Omega on Evolution. He did make an appearance at the side of his son during the Rookie of the Year tournament when Frankie Jr. upset Adonis Carter in the first round of that competition, like we were just talking about. But that's the only time we've seen Frankie so far. So Wesley on a little bit of a quest for redemption, I guess you might say. I guess only time will tell if people will stomach it. Analogy, but I'm going to go with it. If any of you follow college basketball, you're familiar with some of the smaller programs that intentionally schedule the toughest games they absolutely can in order to get better. Lars Nightfall is anything but a small program. However, it does seem as though he's going out of his way to schedule the toughest matches that he can. As a result, much like Devin Andrews, his record is not what he wants it to be. However, his wins in his career include wins over Eddie Hernandez and Yunson Park, of all people. This is a man with a serious resume. And this goes in the long line of Lars Nightfall. Oh, off the rebound! Okay. That's on the list of things I did not expect to see today. Wesley trying to make his way to the ropes. Nightfall blocked him at first, but Wesley rolls back up on him with the head scissors. As I was saying, this is just another notch in the cap for Lars Nightfall. Another incredibly difficult match against another very difficult opponent in Wesley. I think was trying to go for a neck breaker or a blockbuster over the top. Nightfall ducked underneath him and was letting him know about it, but Andrew Wesley not in a mood to play games. Wesley perches himself up on the top into a seated moonsault. And a standing shooting star to follow it up. Wesley, I think, is an underrated athlete. He didn't showcase it so much. Teaming with Frankie Omega, their team was much more tactical. But Wesley is an incredible athlete. Wesley, springboard Phoenix splash. I don't think all of it connected, and that's evidenced by Lars Nightfall kicking out at one. Nightfall, surprising quickness from him to get back up on his feet. Caught the left leg from Wesley as he was trying to chop him down, up onto the shoulders. Wesley comes down behind and goes for the chop right into the knee. Nightfall nearly got on top, catching an Andrew Wesley kick. Wesley trying to go for the lower body, and Wesley pump handle, half Nelson driver on a man this big. Wesley just continuing to showcase the incredible athleticism. Oh my God! Wesley with a butterfly driver, and that's all the torque on the neck. Wesley hooks the leg. Andrew Wesley. I can't believe he just pulled that off against a man that big. Lars Nightfall stunned by Andrew Wesley, as are the rest of us. Wesley going for redemption, and it seems like not everyone has bought in, but certainly more than a couple weeks ago. Andrew Wesley, he's got a long road ahead of him. But that road will lead him to a #1 contenders match next week. Andrew Wesley versus Garrett Gibson. This is straight from the desk of Jason Parker. And he says if Kurt Andrews wants to wait until Winterfest to defend against Eddie Hernandez, well, he's going to have another match first. So will it even be Andrews who makes it to Winterfest? We'll have to find out. It'll be either Wesley or Gibson, and that match goes down in the main event next week. It's that time already. Chandler, Marcy, Omega Woods throw down in the main event. And Marcy has impressed a lot of people, and say what you want about him aligning with the GAW crime family, who has been conspicuous by their absence since the Demon Wolves won the tag team championships. One can only guess what John Gotti is plotting right now. But could it involve Chandler Marcy? Could it have something to do with this match? Did Omega Woods just play into John Gotti's hands? I don't know. But I think that we can't discount that possibility. We also can't discount that Omega Woods knew what he was doing.
Burn 'em, how much money I be making, I'ma burn 'em, I'ma murk 'em, and if they play with this fire, I'ma burn 'em. Murder, it's a murder, disrespect if I'ma spark it, I'ma burn 'em, and I be searching, I be lurking, I'ma hurt 'em, and all these bridges that I'm building, I'ma burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em, how much money I be making, I'ma burn 'em, burn 'em.
Voted by our Discord community as the best entrance theme in all of GAW. And Omega Woods, for the first time in his GAW career, walks down to the ring with this song blasting in the background. You can check our Spotify playlist, by the way. Link is down in the description. Make sure you get all the music from across GAW. And you can see Omega Woods, he just has a looser attitude now. He's got more confidence. He's just more energetic now, and I think he got that monkey off his back, winning his first GAW title. I think that was weighing on him since he showed up here, but he's finally gotten that done. He is a GAW champion. But will he be for any longer? Chandler Marcy might have something to say about that, and it's time for the main event. There is absolutely nothing that Omega Woods can't do, and that is going to be the challenge here for the young and inexperienced Chandler Marcy. Marcy is very good at what he does, but he just needs seasoning to be able to add the versatility that Omega Woods has spent years building and perfecting in himself. It's how he won the Raw title to begin with. An epic three-way dance at Battle at Broadway in front of his hometown crowd. Omega Woods, Lancelot Santonico made history. Woods did it by being incredibly versatile. Marcy is going to have some kind of answer. Woods with a frog splash. And Woods gave him all the advantages that he possibly could. He told Marcy a week in advance that this match would be happening. Marcy had time to prepare. He had time to game plan. Let's see if that all can come to fruition here for the young man out of Texas. This is what Marcy excels at. Incredible strength. There's no reason that Chandler Marcy couldn't have the versatility that Omega Woods has. Marcy is every bit as good an athlete as Omega Woods. In fact, possibly better given his footballing background, his All-American status. But as we know, versatility so often is about experience. It's about knowing when and how. And Omega Woods does that better than almost anyone. Frankensteiner Woods got a 2 count. Marcy back to his feet and backs Woods up with the elbow. Now Marcy off the springboard, huge left hand. That's a haymaker from Chandler Marcy, and now huge splash off the top. Marcy's opened up space. Marcy hooks the leg. No! Marcy just stunned Omega Woods and nearly stunned this Indiana crowd into silence with that haymaker off the springboard. But Woods, what a trip! Marcy was feeling good about himself, and he should, but you cannot take your eye off the Raw champion. And Woods trips him up, a huge shot, and now Woods into the knee bar. Woods won his first UFC light heavyweight championship with a knee bar, very similar to this one. Chandler Marcy could be in trouble. Marcy frees himself, one swift kick, straight in. Woods, gunslinger attempt, counter, power slam. Chandler Marcy was on top of the gunslinger, gets a 1 count. Wow. Marcy was on top of things there, and credit to the young man. He did his film study, and certainly having John Gotti in your corner will help you out with that. Now Marcy, it's a classic machine gun chops. Marcy, one more. Up, Woods, tensed up. Even the most experienced men who've done all the film study in the world can't keep up when you're being hit like that. Woods out of the corner, away from the reach of Chandler Marcy. Woods, Frankensteiner attempt, counter, powerbomb. Marcy making things difficult for the Raw champion. And again, you see the change in Chandler Marcy. He's a different man now than he used to be. Courtesy of John Gotti and the Gotti crime family, and now Marcy bringing Woods up to the top with him. Chandler Marcy from a long way, power bomb. Chandler Marcy, the crowd's gone silent. Marcy just won himself a Raw title. No! It didn't go. Marcy undeterred, and Marcy looking for a Marcy bomb. Omega Woods comes out the other side. Gunslinger! Marcy was feeling confident. He walked straight into a gunslinger from Omega Woods, and Woods is still the Raw champion. That is one hell of a performance from Chandler Marcy, and you just have to tip your cap to the young man. He was everything Omega Woods asked for in this match and more, and very nearly ended Woods' reign. But Woods walks away still chant. Oh no. Oh no. It is Santanico! He's back! The former Raw champion! Not a word exchanged. Santanico and Woods. Santanico is truly back.